Hi everyone, it's Lauren here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm sharing a layout with you using the beautiful new release Cocoa Vanilla Studio Bohemian Dream Collection. I'm doing a layout of my gorgeous little dolly, my daughter who's 7, who this year competed in a dance at Stedford, and she danced to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she had the most perfect little dance costume on that was lavender and had all the different pastel rainbow colours coming out from underneath it. So when I first saw this collection, I knew that I finally had the collection that was going to scrapbook this photo that I had of her. So I thought I'd have a little play with some watercolours. Now, as you can see, that I'm not a watercolour expert, but I really, I have a few colour palettes and I really love having a bit of a play. Usually I do the sort of the plastic bag technique where you apply the watercolour onto the bag and then, sort of squish it down on the page. But I thought for something a little bit different, to do a bit more of a geometric, a square kind of, blockish pattern, just to see how it would go. And although you can see it's not looking too good at the moment, it does, I promise you, it does turn out okay in the end. I would love any tips on using watercolour. One thing I know that I should have done was probably gesso my page beforehand, which would have helped, that watercolour to sit on top of the page instead of absorbing in, as you can see that it's doing right now. And it would have also helped blend those edges a little bit more. But you know what? I was just going with it. I was enjoying the process. I was just playing with paint, and I think that's what it's about. I had a bit of an idea and I was just running with it. And if it didn't turn out the way I wanted, I wasn't really that fussed anyway. But as you will see in the end, I think I'm very pleased with the result, and it gave for it just a little bit of a different feature on other than my usual layout. So that was nice for me to sort of step outside my comfort zone. I had my little swatch there on the side. I had a little bit of a play before starting, just to get the colours right, to match the Bohemian collection. And so I did that little swatch there, which made everything a little easier. I really should go through all my watercolour paints and make little swatches up, but when I sit in my studio, I don't want to do that. I just want to start scrapbooking. I don't know if that happens to you. But yes, any tips on watercolour and using it for backgrounds, I'd love to hear them. Give me your ideas, share them with everyone who's going to be checking out this video, and who knows? I'm happy to give anything a go and have something new to try and new to play with. So at this point I thought, right, we're going to pull out some cardstock here. We're going to set these watercolours aside because clearly that wasn't going really well, and we're going to add some layers to the page. So I just cut, I think it's about a 4-inch by 12-inch strip to run across the page, and then that gorgeous little pastel gypsy heart there, I cut a couple of strips of those just to give it a bit of a border. I had this in mind before because I really wanted to, like bend those edges up and, give me a space to put clusters and do some journaling if I wanted to, or just add a title and really draw into that section and highlight the photo. So I really wanted that cardstock there to actually give me room to play with, scrapbooking wise, embellishing wise, and that background, had tend to have, it's talking its own language clearly, but I wanted to try and draw that out a bit by putting that strip across there, so eyes can be drawn to that instead. So I just grabbed the 6x6-inch paper pad, which is perfect for layering up your photos. Obviously my 4x6 photo isn't going to give me a border, so I've simply cut that 6x6 cardstock piece that I'd chosen in half and then off-centered them and then mounted it also with a bit of light pink tissue paper. This just gave the effect of a full border and does the job. And you know, when you're looking at it closely, it's a nice little double-edged feature, and you wouldn't even know that the border didn't run around the entirety of it. So grab that 6x6 pad, put it in your stash for layering up your photos. Obviously your smaller size photos is going to be perfect for as well. I cut up that lace doily. I like to use a lace doily sometimes just to blend my cardstock into my background a little bit more. It's a nice little intricate feature. And I had those extra strips there and I wondered if I could do anything with those. They have, they're not going to come back onto the scene. That wasn't working. So here I am just going to mount those photos and, mount that cardstock and those doilies and get that base really into position. I was having a bit of trouble with those gypsy hearts, but you know, we persevered and they look really cute and we got there in the end. Yeah, see, I was really struggling. I don't know, which should I put down first, or you know, how big should that be? Where's my photo gonna go? This is not me usually. Usually I'll just whack it on and hope for the best, but I really wanted this these hearts to really have a clear border there, and you know, she deserves that. She's just so cute and I love it a bit, so why not have all those beautiful hearts lining up there along the page. There we go. I'm getting it all worked out now. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, it's we're going to get there in the end. Here we go. Rightio. I now know what I'm doing. We're full steam ahead now. I'm going to bend up those little edges that I really wanted to do. That just makes it pop off the page, adds a little bit more texture to the layout. And, you know, I think, you know, adding that little bit of texture and having a little bit of a texture fun play is also good for our, you know, mental health and just touching things. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I miss magazines. Everything's online and digital now. I miss touching books. I miss touching magazines. I even miss the smell. I'm so thankful for the book depository, because we don't have a bookstore in town other than Big W, which has a very limited range of books. And so the book depository, which is that online bookstore that delivers free worldwide, has been my saving grace. I still get my nice parcel in the mail and I can touch my books, and we need to touch things. I don't know about you, but I certainly need to touch things. Okay, so I am playing now with the brand new stamp set. Now this is a new thing for Coco Vanilla Studio. I don't think she's released, lovely Zoe has released a stamp set yet, but I was determined to use it, even if you can't see what I'm stamping there. If you have a very close look later, there is a subtle white heart there. That white ink is by Stampin' Up, and I think it's called Whisper White. It's when it's like really not a really old stamp pad, the white comes up beautifully. It takes a long time to dry. I think it might be a pigment ink, and it's probably not good for our climate here to drying, but it really gives that nice crisp white clear impression. So bear with me there, even though you can't really see what I've just done there now. So I'm just adding some little, using a white pen, I'm just adding some little features in my watercolour just to help pop those edges off and just to create a little bit more of a magical feature in the background, because the stamping didn't really work with the white ink. So I thought I'd have a try that. I wanted to make sure I left space for journaling, so I thought, what the heck, I'm just going to grab my fine point pen, run my lines across, and there I know that that's the area that I want to journal in. Journaling, I really try to journal a lot on my pages, and I'm really mindful of it. This scrapbooking is I scrapbook for me. I scrapbook for my mental health. I scrapbook for just me to be able to delight in moments that I'm living in my life. I don't scrapbook for my children's to keep keepsakes for the rest of their lives. This is purely about me, and at the end of the day, if the children, when I'm not able to scrapbook any longer, God forbid, but if that does occur, if they end up getting thrown out, they have done their job, because this fills my soul. It fills my creative heart. It is not stressful to me. I've been scrapbooking for probably over 20 years now, and it's so nice to have a hobby that I can sit down and do that causes me no stress and just provides me with beautiful creative time that lets me switch my brain off from the busyness of life and just get absorbed into thinking about pretty things and paper. So I hope scrapbooking, I'm not sure what scrapbooking means for you, but have a think about that next time. Or tell me in the comments, what does scrapbooking mean to you? Why do you do it? Why do you document your life in this beautiful way? I'd really love to hear about it. I love to hear about all people's journeys and why they do things, so please let me know. Okay, so back onto it. As you saw, I just had the cut apart sheet. This is a perfect sheet for project lifers, and hopefully, if I get around to it, I will use the remainder of that sheet to do some project life layouts with. I really love project life. It's a nice way to capture lots of little moments in your life, and sometimes you've got a whole heap of photos that you want to scrapbook, but you don't want to do a layout on each, so project life's perfect for that. So those cut apart sheets are fantastic, but I really wanted to get that lovely little blue tag, "You were born to shine," and those little butterflies there that were a bit bigger than the ones that were in the ephemera pack, just there to pop off the page a little bit. So I've just fussy cut those out. I've also grabbed the new white chipboard title, and I use the word beautiful. As you can see, that's one of my favourites. I don't end up using it, but I just love that. I can't wait to use that. And I just grabbed one of those white titles there, beautiful. They're fabulous. I'm a big fan of white and lovely, crisp, clean layout. So those titles are going to be used by me for many things, and I'm sure I'm going to have to get another few packets of those just to keep in my stash. They'll go with anything, which is good. And I'm pretty sure if you gave them a bit of a buff back, you could paint them your own colour anyway, which is lovely, or ink them over, or whatever you like to do. I had a little tag there. I like to layer up under my photos and maybe put some tags. So I just had an old tag there that I just ripped just to pop out from under that photo, just to help coordinate. And then using some ephemera pieces, I just added that other little tiny piece there to pop out. I think I go back later and pop another little tab out there just to give that triplicate look. I don't know why, but we tend to work in threes, and so I like to have three little things there and three main big cluster embellishments just to sort of even it out, so you can see the little flower behind the "You were born to shine" and the other two big flowers there. I don't know why. I didn't think I need to have three. I don't know, it just works out that way, and when I look back at my layouts I think, oh yeah, there's three of that and three of that. As even with the watercolour paints, I've chosen three colours. So this rule of threes, I don't know much about it, quite frankly, but the rule of three seems to work for some reason. So, if you're wanting to a little bit more closer look at your work, maybe sticking with those rules of threes around your layouts, and see if that does anything different to your scrapbooking, or give it a go and see if you like it. Alright, so I'm now sticking down the beautiful title, and I think it's at this point I'm thinking, yeah, this is really coming together. I really know what I want to do. That cute little arrow there I've stuck on under there just to give that other little feature on the layout and help bring that extra little bit of colour, and that will coordinate with the flowers as well, and help those butterflies pop off the page. So I'm just using some little foam mounted dots to adhere those butterflies, making sure that they're really dimensional. And then I'm going and adding a couple of little pendant borders. Now one was in the ephemera pack and one was a sticker. They worked well together. One sort of sticks up over the other one and it looked lovely, and it was just a couple of cute little features that were the same size and just sat there on the end and filled that bit of space for me. There I go. I threw that third tab up there, so it's not right unless there's 3 things there. And then I was just trying to float around to see if there's anything else in that pack that was going to jump out at me. I knew I only had 3 of those little tabs, so I'm going to use them they're very precious. So I'm going to save a couple for another layout. Otherwise I probably would have put all 3 on there, but I'm trying to be good and, sharing and saving. So here I go. I thought I'm going to use the stamps again just to add some little feature words to the background, and this helps with I guess dyeing down the watercolor that I've done. I was a little bit unsure about the black because there was nothing black on the layout, so I pre-stamped it onto a piece of white cardstock, and when I held it up against the layout it looked really good. The font is really thin and delicate, so it meant that the black ink, even though that's quite striking on the page, actually worked really well, and actually in essence is probably what it needed just to pop off and add that feature. See that lovely font? It's just thin. These stamps stamp really well, and I really can't wait to use the little bird and the other hearts on other layouts just to see how well they stamp. But if we're just going off those lovely love this and little moments where if it's any indication that they're just going to stamp lovely. So right now I'm thinking, okay, I want to add my journaling in, because my journaling I wanted to be a part of the layout. So before I want to add my finishing touches, I just want to pop that journaling on and get that down. Do you like to journal on your layouts? Some people do, some people don't. Over the years, I know that there are times where I just never did, and now I'm really confident in my handwriting. It is what it is, and it's just about me. So I tend to journal a lot more, and so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you journal on your layouts? If so, tell me about it. Tell me what you love to write about, and if you don't, that's fine as well. I'd love to hear why you don't want to do that. At this point, I was like, yeah, I'm getting my groove on. I was doing a little dance there. I was like, okay, we've got to finish off with these gorgeous little embellishments. These little stickers are so cute. I could use a whole packet on the layout. These add those final little touches and make everything look really perfect. So pretty much there you have it. There's my layout. If you have enjoyed the video, please give me a big like and subscribe, and I'll check in with you guys again really soon with another layout. I'm not sure whether we might even throw some art journaling in there, but hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, keep creating, have a wonderful time. Take care. Bye.